Good evening and welcome. We're very fortunate this evening to have Frank Chester with us. He has been a busy bee since the last time he was here. One of the wonderful things that's happened is that his Chestahedron is now part of the permanent collection at the Rhode Island School of Design, as well as at the Goetheana. This brochure, beautiful brochure, was printed at the Goetheana, and it's a limited edition. Frank has been sleuthing about in the cosmos again, uncovering more of the mysteries of the universe that he will share some of tonight with us. Please welcome Frank Chester.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. See lots of familiar faces. This is great. I'm going to show you new stuff. And I almost could say I turn corners in my work. And I try to share that with you. I've never presented this before, so a handful of people have seen this. And so I hope that I can present it well enough for what it deserves, because it's difficult to present, but it's based on the Platonic forms, okay, are really important for all of us because they cover ideas from all the way from the divine intelligence that's beyond sight, sound, whatever, all the way down to the DNA in each one of us. That's what these forms represent. So they all have a part of us. And they've been studied for 4,000 years that we know of. And January 2000, this form was found. And it's the first of its kind. And I have found where it comes from. That's what I've been doing for the past 12 years. It took me 3 months to discover, but it took me 12 years to find out where it came from. And where not only is it the physical part, but, where do these Platonic forms come from? No one knows. This form, okay, is not an earth form. So it is a Rosetta Stone, okay, that has been giving me knowledge, understanding of something I can't see that's not related to Earth. Okay, so there's a code, and I've been listening to it for 12 years, and I finally found basically where it comes from, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And that's what I'd like to share. And of course, I want to share architecture because there were a number of people that wanted me to talk about it. But I need to tell you where it comes from before this makes any sense. So I hope that you didn't think the whole talk is going to be on architecture. It's not. It's going to be about why that's important. Okay, so to start off, I've been told that I should be more subjective. I thought I never should do that. So I should tell some personal things. No, I decided to do that this today. And so one of the things that I did in my background was when I was 13, I started engineering drawing, using triangles and T-squares, drawing boards, because of my dad. He was an aeronautical engineer. And I taught engineering drawing for 19 years. 3 periods of engineering drawing and 3 periods of art, both in the same room. And I majored in psychology, and then I got a degree in not only psychology but in art, with a minor in industrial arts, because I wanted to know the machines. The art people don't know the machines. And they don't know how to use them and how to be safe with them or what they can do. And then the industrial arts people, they don't have any design quality whatsoever. They make the most boring things you've ever seen. So what I try to do is to bring those two together for myself. Not for anybody else, but for myself. So, one of the things that's so interesting about the instruments that Da Vinci invented for drawing, for mechanical drawing, are these triangles. And these are 30-60 triangles, and the other triangle is 45. But if you drive up here, that's 30 degrees. If you drive up here, it's 60 degrees. And of course, this is 90. So if you take these two triangles and you put them together, they make a perfect triangle. Perfect. But I never really liked them like this. I don't know, I just didn't. So what I always would do with them, drive the teacher crazy, is I would do this with them. And it made it tight. Now that's what I really like. And then I also realized that the kite that I'm holding is actually the same square area, okay, as the triangle. Same. You can't fight it. It's the same area. So this was a clue into when I started to work on the 7. I'm going to show you something that I've never shown anybody, because there's so much in my research to find this. So what I found out was that if I take an equal out of a triangle and put it here, I had an equal area here of a triangle and an equal area here of a kite. And that's what I wanted, was a 7-sided form that had equal surface areas. So I knew I had a clue here with these triangles. And I made it three-dimensionally, it doesn't work. But it really gave me a clue, because all I had to do is start doing something like this, okay, and start to represent this more and more. So, then I found that I could make a 7-sided form. And I did it with the same triangles. Here they are in miniature. So what I did was I took this form here. I made this form based on those two triangles. But I did it with my kite. So to show you that that is accurate, that the two triangles make the surface, okay, of this face. And it also makes the surface of the other two. So there's 1, 2, 3. Now when I made those 3, on the bottom became a triangle where these points hit. And then, of course, since this is an angle, it makes other triangles. Do you see that? This is the 7-sided form. This has 7 faces. This is what I was looking for, but the problem is I was just so stupid because I wanted to make everything equal. Patricia taught me how these platonic forms are all equal, you know? So if I had just said, okay, I got the 7-sided form, then I could, go out and ski or something. But these aren't equal. I have to make these things equal. So, but it was interesting. What I did with these, that's kind of interesting, is what happened with them. This is really neat. What happened to these is, if I put them together, okay, and remember, this is very accurate. I put 4 of them together, I get the perfect tetrahedron. Now that's amazing. There are 4 7-sided forms to make a tetrahedron. Nobody knows this. And what's really neat is if I take this off, and then there's this little tetrahedron. I'll show you this little tetrahedron in proportion to the bigger one. It looks like that. A little tetrahedron. Now what's neat about the little tetrahedron is he disappears. He's gone. Now that little tetrahedron means that inside the core, there's a tetrahedron. So that means that on the outside of this, there's a tetrahedron, and then a core, and then a tetrahedron, and a core. This will go on into infinity in both directions. Oh, this was really